Call it now.
Hi, Chris. Welcome back to Kiss My Artsy. And I'm just doing a check in to see how things are going for you. And, my first question is, since you've been licensed for the past year, how has your business been developing?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure to be here. I think as far as my business is concerned, within the past year, it has developed a lot. As now that I am a licensed practitioner, I think the people take me a little more serious as opposed to before. I was just kind of giving advice,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm taking on real clients who are facing, real deal cancer, whether it's stage one all the way to stage four, and we're going through real protocols, and I'm helping walk cancer down with them. So I think it's evolved in the sense that I'm now more looked at as a business figure, or somebody to be taken more serious, as opposed to just giving advice of, I have a family member who's going through this. Do you have something to help? Now it's more so that we're getting really involved and deep diving into cancer treatment.
Okay, cool. That's good. And I'm sorry to hear about your family member. When it's so close to home, um, how does your philosophy withstand your practice? Have you changed anything up? Have you developed new protocols?
Well, when it does hit close to home, it does change a little bit. I think there's more pressure put on you, because, like I said before, I'm not a healer. I'm just a facilitator of change. You have to be willing to do the work. I can give you all the materials and all the knowledge that I have, but if you are not willing to really give what it takes, it's not going to work in your favor. And I think the closer to home that gets, the harder it is on me. I wouldn't say I take it more serious, because I take everybody's case very serious, but there just is that added pressure because it's somebody that you know and love, and you have to see every day or on a weekly basis even. So I think there just is a little more added pressure. So maybe things do change up a little bit, as opposed to the way that I speak to somebody, as opposed, like, my family member, I can really, like, dig in on them, be like, you have to get this done, you got to stop playing around, as opposed to a client. I'm way more professional. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Hmm. So when you're working with your professional clients, are you having more resistance or more cooperation with
I would
their?
say with clients, it's a little more cooperation, as opposed to somebody that I know.
Mhm.
Usually when it comes to, like, people that I know, they need to like show and prove. They need to see something, because I know them. It's, I haven't always done this. I've done a bunch of things. So they look at me in that space, as opposed to somebody that is a client of mine who reached out through whatever channel. They're looking at me as a professional. So by the time they come to me, they're either have tried everything, or they're set in their mind that, hey, I'm not doing the traditional route, and this is what I'm doing. But by the time they come, they've already made up their mind that they're willing to do the work. And as it is now, there's only certain people that I will take, because it does take a lot out of you. And if you're not going to do the work, it's going to be heartbreaking for both of us. And I give a lot of my time, my effort, and just, like, my energy to these people. So it hurts me as much as it hurts you. So if you don't do the work, I get disappointed and let down as well. So
Yeah, yeah. Now, is there a certain kind of cancer do you treat, or do you, um, well, as a holistic coach, I get it. And I deal with this question a lot because people want to make sure that you're knowledgeable in certain areas of their illness. Um, and cancer manifests in the body just like any other disease, or dis-ease that you have. And so it shows up in places that, um, is like either a trauma area that you've experienced some type of setback from, or it's manifesting in an area that it's more sensitive. Maybe trauma isn't part of it, but it's manifesting somewhere in the body. So when I try to explain to clients that we're treating the whole body and addressing the cancer as well, or the illness, just because it's directed in a certain area doesn't mean that it's not in other parts that hasn't came up yet. So when you try to connect the pieces together instead of keeping it separated, like breast cancer or colon cancer or uterine cancer, there's so many aspects to that. How do you connect the pieces for them?
Okay. So I try to stay away from just like niching down even within the cancer realm.
Mhm.
Because the body is complicated, but it's not hard. Like one system plays into the other. So when it comes to disease, like cancers specifically, they're the protocols aren't that different.
Mhm.
But what I will do is I definitely educate myself on what I'm getting into before I start. And I've done enough stuff with different people now that I have a pretty good understanding of how the body systems work and how we can move things around to make something specific for them. Now, when it comes to cancer and even treating from the holistic space, you definitely have to lean into intuition. So when I'm speaking with someone, I trust my intuition, reading their body, reading their energies, and then trusting that what comes through, because there's not a one size fit all for everybody that we work with. It's not like the traditional medicine where they put you on the conveyor belt and you start running down, the list of chemo, radiation, surgeries. It's not like that. Everybody's different and everybody has their own, like you said, trauma. And when it comes to the body and even just health in general, I do believe there's a mind body soul connection. And so what we do, and at least what I do, is we try to figure out where those stuck traumas are. We try to really go deeper than just the physical. That's why I named my company Healing Beyond Health, because health is so much more than just a physical thing. Like, you want to feel connected within your body, and that's really what it's about. It's about coming back into alignment, so you should feel safe within your body. So that's what we try to dive deep, but we also are going to figure out what is that stagnant stuff that you're still carrying and holding with you, because unbeknownst to a lot of us, we carry a lot of shit with us, and there's a lot of traumas that even as we get older we think that we've dealt with, but we haven't, and it sticks with us. And maybe it comes out in fits of rage or other things, but primarily it gets stuck within your body, and then it manifests, and now you have this disease, and you're like, well, how did that happen? And especially when it comes to cancer, like, we create the environment that cancer thrives in. So what I start to do is we try to re-engineer what's going on. So we try to go to the source and then work backwards.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you have to go to the source or work backwards.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. When it comes to trauma and ailments, because it's the whole body, um, food is the fastest way to make changes within the body to create space for healing to begin, so you can address the other issues that are causing the blockages and stagnant energy flow. Um, so I get it. I completely get it. However, it takes time. Food takes time to,
Yes.
make its way through the body. Um, However, we need it every day, you know?
I
So,
heard a really good quote that I really live by when it comes to healing. Well, I look at healing like healing is like a 30-year-old house that needs to be cleaned. Like, you don't just go in and dust off the coffee table. It's gonna take some time. They're gonna in order to clean that house, we have to start from the beginning, from the ground floor, and work our way up and really deep clean. And it doesn't happen overnight. So I think that's like a big misconception, especially with the holistic space. They're like, well, this can't be this easy. And just eat some fruit or juice some fruit and eat some vegetables and drink this tea and you'll be good by tomorrow. It's not that. It is going to be a process. And anybody who works with me, we, especially when we're dealing with cancer, it's 6 months and up,
Hmm.
because there's certain things that you have to do, and if you rush the process, you're going to end up doing more harm than good.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. We get so used to functioning at a poor state that, once you're following your practitioner's suggestions and making the modifications to your lifestyle, you're able to feel good. And once you start feeling good, um, you want to stick to those changes instead of adapting back to, what was making you sick in the first place. And
Absolutely.
that is difficult, because you knew your life as one way.
Yeah.
And when you make that transition to take care of yourself in a way that is completely foreign to what you're raised in, it's a it's not a hard adjustment, it's a conscious adjustment, you
You're
know.
correct. They're absolutely correct. It becomes a lifestyle change,
Yeah.
because, like I said, that's why I really shy away from doing diets,
Yeah.
because a diet is temporary and a lot of people crash and burn. But when you start implementing certain things into your lifestyle,
Hmm.
that becomes routine, then it sticks.
Hmm.
Because I mean, it's hard to go through something as traumatic as cancer, come out whole on the other side, and then revert back to the things that did make you sick in the first place.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, being a year into this now, fully licensed and running your business, um, is there anything you would like to clue us in on as far as like how you've managed your practice? What tweaks and you
Yeah.
you're
So
now doing?
for me, what I do is everything is just people led. It's a soul based business. I lead with my heart, and throughout the way, like when I first got started, it was definitely learning to crawl before you run. I got in this space, so I'm super excited and have all this knowledge, and I want to help. But I had to learn to crawl first, and let's master one thing at a time before I really just started running. So when I first even came online recently, I took a lot of time to figure out what it is that I wanted to do and how I wanted to help, because there are a lot of people in this space, and you can kind of just become background noise if you let it. So I try to figure a way to make it more tailored and more personal. And that's what my business is all about, is very personal, one-on-one relationship. It's look at me as like your friend to help you through something. I'll be your accountability coach through this. So now that I've learned the small things, I think I'm ready now to get myself out there, really dive into the deep end and let everybody know, hey, I'm here to stay. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm really here to help facilitate some change. The world is sick right now, and I feel like I have, some knowledge that could really help. So I think my business has changed in a way that I just want to grow as an individual, and in that growth, I think that will come across within my business. And I'm ready now to kind of step out from the shadow. As before, I was, kind of timid in this, just getting started, and I don't want to make any mistakes, but it happens. But I'm human, and I lead with my heart. So whatever mistakes I maybe have made, I'm gonna learn from it. I'm learning just as long along the way as you are. We're two people in a relationship that are getting to know each other, and the better we get to know each other, the better the treatment is gonna be.
Right. Yes, it's a equal exchange of energy. Yeah,
Absolutely.
which is priceless. Yeah, there's a price and a cost for everything,
Yeah.
and having that relationship is priceless. And what does it cost? It costs you feeling better,
Yeah.
uh, being able to um, the amount of money that you save as well, because you're no longer in prescriptions and you're no longer feeling down and out and and just depressed because you don't feel good and you don't know why. So when you look at the benefits of it, I mean, the cost is priceless when it comes to working with a holistic practitioner. Out of all the coaches that I have invested in my whole entire lifestyle with my careers, because I've had more than one, education, schooling, private learning, the best investment that I had ever spent was working with another practitioner, simply because we spoke the same language and we were in the same mindset. So if you could speak to the younger generation, what would you say to them about investing towards their future?
Take the time to invest in yourself. I think that's priceless. Think of, I think when it comes to the younger generation, we feel like we have all the time in the world, so we're gonna make, we're gonna take our time to get to where we gotta go. But in reality, we don't. We're only here for a very short time in the grand scheme of things. I say invest in yourself now while you're young. Make the mistakes now. Bump your head along the way, and you're gonna be where you want to be in the next 5, 10, 15 years, as opposed to waiting and just wasting time trying to figure something out. Like, get into the water and start learning how to swim. I bumped my head along the way, and I'm so thankful because I've done a lot of things. I've had my hand in almost everything, and it now I'm thankful now that I figured out what it is that I want to do. And I'm thankful for all those missteps and those mistakes that I made, because now I know how to handle this blessing that I've been given. So I think my biggest thing I would say is invest in yourself now. Take the time now. Like, we really believe that we have all the time in the world. And I heard a quote once that was like, what I forget exactly how it went, but something like, when you waste our time today because we always think we have tomorrow, but tomorrow's never promised.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never promised. It is not. Life is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because you can do a lot right here and right now. And one of the biggest misconceptions that I see on my end is that because people are changing their lifestyle, they're thinking that they're going to live longer, which isn't the case. It's simply because you can only live for right now, for today. And so if you feel better today, try to feel better tomorrow.
Yeah.
Try to feel better the next day and the day after that. And then soon you'll have a history of a week, a month, a year, couple of years, a century of feeling good, establishing new lifestyle changes that reflect in your life in a positive way. And it shows in your environment. The body is an environment of the mind, body, and spirit. And when you feel terrible, you look terrible. And when you feel good, it also shows, it reflects. I mean, I think being labeled as a consumer is a really horrible name. I really do. Because when you consume, you're looking for convenience, and convenience is costly. It'll cost you your life, your lifestyle, your family, your loved ones, jobs. And if you don't have your health, you really just don't have anything at all. So, before we end, I would like to ask you right now, at this point, what is really lighting you up every day when you get out there and get with it in your practice right now?
I think it's really just being able to build those deep connections with the people that I'm working with and help facilitate some change for them. Because once they start feeling better and start seeing the effects, it even changes their mindset and their outlook on things. So I think for me, that's probably one of the biggest things that lights me up, is watching that transformation. And then another one would be just being able to be out in my community and bring this kind of work into my local area, and then help be a ripple of change in the way that people, view this space or view health, or just like feeling good in general. Because I wouldn't say there's a lot of people that look like me within this space, but especially out in my local community, there's not a lot of people that look like me that are out here preaching this stuff. So I think it's been an honor to be able to be in this position, and that lights me up every day.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. There's not a lot of people that look like me. That's how
Yeah.
it is rooted in you. It's not something that you can mimic and fake it or make it. It's rooted in you no matter what you do, because we both know that there is really no financial gain in fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
There isn't. However, the impact that we're making is wealth beyond my wildest dreams. So, in this industry, you can't fake it to make it. It is rooted in you, and it shows. Sometimes I feel like I'm opening up my jacket to say, "Hey, I got some broccoli for you. I got this, I got that, I got mushrooms to do this." Not the psychedelic ones, but a pathogen ones. So there's sometimes I feel like that. Hey, let me show you what I got in my trunk.
Exactly.
It's just crazy. I feel like I'm hustling herbs.
Yeah, it's great though. Like I said, I'm like a modern day witch doctor. Sometimes I get called that. They're like, "What are you going to concoct for me today?" I was like, "Well, tell me your ailments. Come to me, and I'll figure it out."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I want to thank you for hopping on the show again and just giving us an update how things are going for you. I greatly appreciate it, because I don't know how this channel look. I just want to get the word out about holistic practitioners and what they do and how they help, and how to invest in yourself and grow and develop. So, I thank you for stopping by again, and we would love to have you back as many times as you want. And before we go, where can listeners connect with you?
Yes. Check me out on Instagram. Hit me in my DMs. Healing Beyond Health, at Healing Beyond Health. And I appreciate you having me on here. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to come back.
Awesome. Okay, we will catch you next time.